What's next? We are now on primitive types 1. Boolean's bool. Is morning is true if is morning good morning. Okay. To do. I'm going to make this a little wider. All right, to do. Define a Boolean variable with the name is evening before the if statement below. The value of the variable should be the negation opposite of is morning. Okay, so they're just saying what is the negation operator, which is just bang. Right, that's all it's looking for. Yeah, okay, that was straightforward. And then primitive types 2. And we're on characters, okay? Note the single quotes. These are different from double quotes you've been seeing around. Okay, my first initial is C. If my first initial is alphabetic, then print alphabetical. If my first initial is numeric, then print numerical. Otherwise, print neither alphabetic nor numeric. Okay. To do. Analogous to the example before, declare a variable called your character below with your favorite character. Try a letter, try a digit, try a special character, try a character from a different language than your own, try an emoji. Okay. So I just got to put a character in here. Let's pick G. All right, alphabetical, alphabetical. If I change it to a number, it says alphabetical or numerical. If I change it to asterisk, it says neither alphabetic nor numeric. And then we can grab this emoji in there. It still says neither alphabetic nor numeric. We can change this to U with an umlaut, which is a character from a different language than your own. And it still says alphabetical. Nice. Okay, so that was primitive types 2. What's next? Primitive types 3. To do, create an array called A with at least 100 elements in it. Okay, so we're just learning how to create arrays. So the syntax, I might have to put the type there. Let's find out. Nope. Oh, it's a big array. Oh, I see. And then we can take a look at the else path. If I put 10, it says, meh, I eat arrays like that for breakfast, and it panicked. So you can see what happens when you call panic. The panic is a macro that's given by the exclamation point there. We put that back to 100 and pass the test. Nice. What's next? Primitive types 4. Looks like it goes all the way up to 6 here. You can optionally experiment here. Slice out of array. To do, get a slice called nice slice out of array A so the test passes. All right. So it looks like the test is looking for 2, 3, 4, which means this is index 1, 2, and 3. In order to get the slice, actually we can do it this way, right? To A of 1 dot dot 4, because it's not inclusive, these ranges. Oh, and you need to make it a reference into the array. And that's how you get a slice. So A is an array, i32.5, and this is a reference to a slice of i32s. That's the difference in types there. And this is an array. I don't know if I can hit, no, I can't. The type identifier code isn't working for me. Down in here. It works there though. Okay. I guess it can't do hard-coded types like that. That's fine. All right, primitive types 4 is done. What's primitive types 5? Not found in the scope. Cannot find value name in the scope. Prim 5. Let cat equals free McPherson. 3.5. To do, destructure the cat tuple in one statement so the println works. Oh, okay. So they're just showing how to destructure tuples. So we can just say name comma age here. And that breaks apart the cat into name and age. And you can see it comes out right here. The brackets here, the parens, are necessary because you can't just do this. It doesn't understand what you're doing, but there is a Clippy help saying, hey, you should add these characters in there and it'll work. Okay. Primitive type 6. There you go. Indexing tuple. You can use a tuple index to access the second element of numbers and assign to a variable called second. Okay. So the tuple syntax is pretty straightforward. Numbers, second element is 1, is .1, because the first element is .0. And we can see here it's expecting it to be a 2. And I see it's got the little cert help here. So if I change it to 0 first, it'll say, this is not the second number in the tuple. And if I fix it, then it works. Ta-da! Okay, so that was primitive types 6. What's next? Vecs 1. Okay. Help a local variable with a similar name exists. A. Oh, I see. To do, create a vector called v which contains the exact same elements as the array A use the vector macro. Okay, so the vector macro is vec bang. All macros end in bang, and we can just say 10, 20, 30, 40. Right? And you can see that the type returned is an i32-4, which is what this is. And then a vec of i32s, which is what this is. Right? There we go. And then they are equal. Nice. They haven't taught us about dereferencing yet with the asterisk operator. I wonder if that's going to come later. Scoop says let v equals a into. We can try that. I don't know if, will that copy it? Yeah, that worked. Although I think from and into are taught later in the Rustlings. So I'm going to leave it with the vec macro as suggested. Into would not copy it? No, into copies. Into definitely copy here because A did not get destroyed, right? When we did the into. And the reason it knew what to do into to is because it saw that v is being returned here, and that v is a vec of i32. So it went from here to here to here and saying it has to be a vec of i32. Unicode says I'm still beginner. Yeah, same. I still feel very much like a beginner. All right, next we have Vecs 2. This one has a lot of errors. The first thing we're going to do is try to fix the compilation. There are tests down here, but I'm not going to worry about the tests until we fix the compilation errors. And this is just expecting an output. So this shouldn't be a compilation error. Here, so we have this slash question mark, question mark, question mark. So I'm going to do this one first. And the error, unfortunately, is scrolling up off the top here. Value of type vec i32 cannot be built from an iterator over elements of type unit. And the reason it's a type unit is because we're not doing anything with it, the mapping. They didn't tell us about map. So maybe that's something that you read in the Rust book and then you can work on it. But we can do that. So we want to multiply each element in the input slice by 2. Here it just changes to value plus 1. So we can just say we're multiplying each by 2. We just use the same code here, right? We can just say element times 2. And then that should allow it to compile. But we do have one failing test vec loop. And it's also saying remove this mute. That's because we haven't done this part yet. So let's do this part now. Multiply each element in the input slice by 2 and push it into the output vector. Okay. So we say output dot push element times 2. There you go. Then we can see we can either use a for loop to do it, or we could map over the elements and do it that way. Maybe they'll be talking about this later, but I just want to do it really quickly. We can write a function times 2, which takes in an element and returns an I32, and just does that. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I can just put times 2 in here. Oh, it needs to be a reference. Okay. Oops. There. Yeah. So that's another way to do it. But maybe they'll talk about that later. Okay, I'm going to undo all of that and put that back. And that should still work. Oh, I undid too much. Great. Okay, that's just a thing here. Okay, all right. That's that.